Welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast counting down everything this week that made you say, what a time to be alive. And now, Patrick Monahan, Kath Barbadoro, and Eli Uden.
Folks, welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast that constantly things each week. The music brings title podcast. I'm Patrick Monahan.
I'm Kath Barbadoro.
I'm Eli Uden.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
What's
Taking
up?
a sip out of my classic, one of the most classic straight dude beverages, which is water in an empty Gatorade bottle.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. It's there when you move into a studio apartment. It's just, it comes with it.
You open my cabinet and like glasses, there's like I have a full set for. I'm like, oh, they don't match because they're different flavors. They were different flavors before. Look, I don't know how to explain it, but something about a Gatorade bottle just makes it such a perfect thing to never throw away and keep forever.
It's the right like durability of plastic. It's like more durable than a 20-ounce soda or something. It's like sturdier.
And Gatorade is like in my head, Gatorade is like almost water, so it's not. It'd be gross to refill a Pepsi bottle because you'd be like,
right.
Oh, this is like,
that used to be
Pepsi
fizzy, nasty.
But these Gatorade and water both in the pursuit of hydration, so they're working together. If anything, it's a team now.
That's why you think they're similar, because they're both trying to hydrate. That's
they have the
commonality.
Same goal. Yeah, they're on the same side. Coke and water are enemies in my head. Those are like they don't get along. Gatorade and water get along.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Water's just a little old school about it.
Yeah, one takes away, one adds.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is also a little bit of like a homeopathy thing, because that's like the principle of homeopathy is like you keep diluting like whatever the active ingredient is, and it still retains its like power. That's putting water in a Gatorade bottle. And
it is like flavor wise too. I'll tell you, the first refill when you still got a little bit of Gatorade. Nice. Oh, it's good. They gotta do a collaboration. Like I want to say like LaCroix X Gatorade, Glacier Freeze flavored LaCroix. Just hint of Glacier Freeze. That would be good.
Do you think it'd be good fizzy though? I feel like fizzy might be weird. Fizzy Gatorade? I don't know. Because the carbonation I feel like is part of what makes it an enemy of water.
Yeah, I think the fizzy, like if you're using Gatorade for what you're supposed to be refueling
for sports,
or whatever. Like you would just throw up if it was fizzy. I think that would just be horrible. It would be funny to see everyone puking up on the sidelines, but man, I also love
popping a chalky milk.
Popping a chalky milk. That's right. I think Gatorade used to be. Didn't it? Wasn't that like how it was originally? I don't remember. Or they had a variety that was carbonated.
Wow.
I don't know. I know it was like.
I think you maybe drank a Gatorade that.
Cut.
I think you maybe drank a Gatorade that went bad.
Well, it was made by like a coach.
It fermented.
The Florida Gators.
Right.
So who knows what he was putting in there? Maybe
who knows what that brew was?
Yeah.
It's like how there used to be cocaine in Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
There was cocaine in the Gatorade.
Cocaine in Coca-Cola, lithium in 7-Up. You could just have yourself a little speedball out of the,
Lithium in 7-Up? I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lithium in there. Get you, you made a suicide back then in the McDonald's soda fountain. It was legitimate sort of speedball situation. Of course, they didn't have the fountains, but yeah. No, they're working together, It's a team effort. I think it's good.
Do you know that stat about lithium? About like lithium in water?
Haterade is carbonated.
Haterade is for sure carbonated.
Yeah, it's so angry. It's
but
bubbling.
The thing where like places like urban areas with trace amounts of lithium in their water supply have lower suicide rates than cities that filter the lithium out of the water, like back in the day. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. I think I could almost guarantee that's not something we're getting past anytime soon.
No, I don't think, I can't imagine they're going to put it back at this point. I think that's probably unlikely, but kind of interesting. So maybe the 7-Up, maybe you make a suicide with that 7-Up, it prevents it. That's the only suicide you're going to be having.
Yeah, it's suicide hotline. That's what they call it. They get the lithium in there.
Suicide hotline would... What? Is that... I know it's Michael Clayton, but what did he say?
We feed the planet.
I believe it's we shape the soil.
We shape the soil.
We find the seed.
Yeah.
Find the seed, shape the planet.
You north.
We speed the harvest.
Speed the harvest. That's pretty accurate to what they do, I think. They are definitely speeding the harvest, those big companies.
Well, do it live! Fuck it!
Shelby's going off tonight.
He's going off.
This is the
punchy.
YouTube Shorts experience. We're hearing 30 seconds of Michael Clayton at a time. Wow.
That's
that
just a
dog?
recording of Shelby. That's
just
Shelby.
Shelby.
Right now.
Going off.
Yeah, I totally forget what I was going to say before we shape the soil.
You got to, if you want to follow YouTube, you got to get some John Bernthal in there. I tell you, anything that guy is in, YouTube, 100 million views immediately. Guys love that dude. Just getting mad.
Is that show good?
Which show?
The John Bernthal show?
Isn't he? He's the Punisher, right?
The John Bernthal show. Tonight with John Bernthal?
I'm doing stand-up on Bernthal tonight.
He's
I'm
got a
getting my
variety-
tape
yeah.
together for Bernthal.
He's got a variety show where he like kills 10 guys.
Yeah.
It ends with a
Bernthal,
firing
exclamation
squad with
point.
the credits over it.
Cries
It's
a
great.
lot.
Yeah. He was in
Does
a
he
series
cry a
of
lot?
He
He
does.
gets it-
Well, he has that meme where he's like, no,
He gets intense. We'll say he gets intense.
Okay.
Because he's in the bear also. He's the brother he's the brother who's dead
the
when the
dead
bear
guy.
starts.
Yeah. With the worst plan, I still don't. I mean, it's probably far enough away from that show that we could talk about it with spoilers. That reveal of like his plan was, I still don't understand what he was trying to do.
Yeah, it's far enough that I don't remember enough to even talk about it. So there we go. That's how long. Yeah.
Still haven't seen it.
Well, he's
no
in
bear
it.
for me.
So check that out.
He's the Punisher in it.
He's really
Punisher
good.
owns.
He's the Punisher in the bear.
Incredible crossover.
Yeah.
One of the guys the Punisher is hunting is eating at the restaurant, and just there's a big shootout. It's great.
Yeah. He's getting whatever the chef, Jeremy, they cut him up. He's hanging them in their meat locker.
He just bends him in half and puts him in a big drum. I don't know what would come in a big drum. Oil, cooking
yeah.
oil.
Oil will come in a big drum, I think.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like in a kitchen,
Man.
though. I mean, we're thinking crude oil, of course, but we're not. They don't have that
Yeah.
at the bear in the back. They
I
shouldn't.
think they shouldn't.
What do they need it for?
The Punisher dude is all
Getting Getting
Unrefined oil.
Getting a C health grade because I have a barrel of crude oil.
Oh
in my
yeah, I'm
walk-in
not supposed
fridge.
to. I'm not supposed to have this, huh? This is temporary.
McDonald's changed their fry recipe. They used to fry it in crude, but now it tastes different because of people protesting.
RFK's bringing it back. Crude oil
Yeah.
fries.
But yeah, oh man, yeah, you fight the Punisher, you might end up in a drum. He is putting a lot of people in drums, I feel like.
You're getting
Shipping
rolled
them
off a
out.
pier.
Oh yeah. You don't want to get rolled off a pier, not at all. That's
Take a
no good.
long roll off a short pier.
I hate to be rolled off a pier. He's really he's really
I'm
good.
nauseous. Let me out.
Hey, I'm still alive in here. Hello.
Would that be a good strat if you got kidnapped or something? You're like tied up in the back of the car. You're just like, I'm going to throw up. You need to pull over. I'm going to throw up.
I feel like it might work if you because that's always like the sort of semi joke but semi real advice of like pee your pants, like just like
Oh, yeah.
get gross. How fast can you get gross? If you can pee or shit yourself or throw up, like those are your options, you know?
It's
Yeah.
a good question. I don't know.
How fast can you get gross?
I think you just run the risk of like them being annoyed. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, if they have to take you, like they're being hired to do it or it's whatever, like, you know, unless it's like you're randomly getting grabbed up off the street and they're like, ugh, we'll pick somebody else. Like, you know, I feel like most kidnappings they know who they're going for. So that's
it's not arbitrary.
It's not the closest guy to the van. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a target involved.
Oh, well, it's like,
They're not
like,
just
like when
rolling
you
the
said,
dice.
if you're saying I'll throw up, it's like, okay, well then we'll shoot you in the genitals before we shoot you for real. Like,
That's going to make me throw up more.
So if you throw up in here, we're going to make this way worse, and we
Yeah.
can do it.
Well, there's a whole tiered system of goons. So it's like, if you throw up in here, we're just going to make the lowest goon clean it up. That's not us.
That's
We're the
true.
hitmen. Like, we're going to get, our lackey, our wannabe lackey to do
I'd be
it.
puking. I'd be puking and I'd be rolling around on the carpet so that I could get as many fibers in there as possible.
I'd be rubbing
like-
it into the carpet.
Did you
yeah.
check for
Yeah.
puke samples?
If you have the time, make sure you're wearing like a bright red shirt, kind of shaggy mohair sweater. That's a great thing to get. Just get that rubbed into the carpet. They're never getting that out. Tear the carpet out of the van before you do this thing. You got to know that's holding on to.
That's true.
Everything.
Yeah, that's Velcro for fibers for trace DNA.
What, are they keeping the van? You just got to burn the van. You got to torch the van. That's
That's
they always
true.
keep the van. They're always keeping the van.
I
though.
feel like they're not keeping the van, but they might be leaving it in a garage somewhere. You know, like it might get found, but you got to burn it. You got to burn the van.
Yeah,
Burning is such a good. I love that it still works. It's like the same way almost
classic.
that. Yeah, it's like.
Look,
it's
we can
just
tell
funny
this was
that-
puke, but because it was burned, we can't tell whose it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They thought of everything.
it's just I like that they could reconstruct all sorts of stuff now with forensics, but if you burn a piece of paper, they are fucked. It's just like he did it. He did the classic.
He did the DNA ruining spell.
It's
Fire.
it's almost like I love when stuff holds up. It's only when you're talking about lithium, and it's like when somebody says they're on lithium, so you're like, well, that's like a nickname, right? That's not like lithium, and it's like, no, it is lithium. Like the same way where someone's like, you have iron in your blood, and you're like, well, not like iron, and it's like, no, yeah, like it's
I
very
love that.
weird, but
I love.
you do.
You can find on the internet literally every single day someone learning that the iron in our diet is metal, and it's delightful every time.
We gotta get it
lithium,
out.
like from the periodic table of elements fame, that keeps you from killing yourself. That's like pretty wild.
It's a classic, like, I feel like that's a classic layman's attitude towards the periodic table, which is like, obviously everything is made of chemicals. Like, that's how science is. Everything is chemicals. But like in your head, you're like, if something's on the periodic table, I'm probably not supposed to touch it. Like, like
Right.
obviously there's like iron
It
and
shouldn't
gold
be
on there.
in
So
my
obviously
body.
we can. But as soon as I see it, when I look at it in the context of a periodic table, I'm like, that seems poisonous. This whole thing seems poisonous. It's just too
Right.
scientific looking.
And it's like, surely all matter can't be made out of poison. And yet, all of these things seem poisonous to
yet-
me somehow.
This is RFK Junior's. This is that. This is their like platform. Is their like everything surely cannot be chemicals, right? Look, we got to stop. We got to figure this out.
We got to get all the chemicals out of this stuff. It's time.
Yeah, no
Should we
more
do numbers?
numbers.
Number 5.
Number 5 comes to us from Iguana Helium Cube in the Discord. This is a traffic story from the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
That's right.
That's right. That's what it sounds like.
Shelby's speaking spell is going on.
This they had a little issue on Highway 287 in Wise County. A bunch of dimes. Well, so a truck turned over, 18-wheeler turned over, classic. Potentially jackknifed. I know that's one that I used to hear on the radio in the morning in high, like going before school, and I'd be like, that sounds really intense. But I don't think
I've seen a truck jackknife, and it is intense. So as described, it's pretty nuts. Yeah.
But what is it? What is it? Oh, it's when they spin around when the front spins around.
No,
Okay.
the front goes down, so the back shoots upwards.
Like
Okay.
Titanic style. It
Yeah,
sounds
like yeah.
I'm picturing like what happens to like the what was that? Now I can't remember what. Never mind. Forget it. Oh, the Joker in Dark Knight when the truck flips over him. That's what I'm picturing. A jackknife.
I think that
tractor
No,
trailer.
is
it's like an
jackknife.
abrupt turn, isn't it? Like the cab turns into the body of it, right?
That's what I'm seeing
Well,
on
it's-
Google Images. Yeah, it's not as
Okay.
intense as I was because
I mean, you don't want it to happen.
I'm not saying it's but I'm what I was
I bet it
picturing
feels
was like
good
it's like
for the
jumping
truck.
in the air or something insane. I don't know why I thought that, but that's what
You
I
thought it was
picturing.
like those videos of like the driving simulator where it's like a swinging axe over a canyon and they have cars going through
Yeah.
it.
they're getting that. Those guys
Love
are getting
those.
jackknifed for sure.
Yeah.
It's like when the news says somebody was shot to death. You just have to picture them getting shot 100 times. Like that's like I don't. It's
Yeah.
not, like that's just not. Shot and
Yeah.
killed is very like shot to death is. That's,
Shot to death is there's like there's pieces of you now. Like
Yeah.
It's
you're
like
not
the end of
intact.
Inglorious Bastards.
Yes.
Like that's yeah.
If someone gets shot to death, in my mind, they absolutely went through a plate glass window. At one point
Yeah,
during that.
yeah.
There's no way they didn't go through like just fell to the ground in like safety glass, like raining around them.
Yeah.
You died in slow motion if you got shot to death.
Yeah.
Like the big standoff at the end of Reservoir Dogs. Those guys were all shot to death. That's,
Yes.
They
They were
shot
not-
each other to death.
They certainly were not shot and killed. We'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That is
and
that underplays the situation significantly.
conversely, if someone just got like tapped to the back of the head, like pow, and then someone's like he was shot to death, I was like, no, he got shot in the back of the head. Those,
Right.
Like that's not shot
different.
to death. You got
He got shot and he died. He wasn't shot to death.
you
Different.
can get shot, you can get executed, executed,
Assassinated.
you can get shot to death.
Shot to
get some-
death.
We need some style guide updates for the local news. So whichever conservative conglomerate owns most of those, go ahead and update that.
Yeah. Bring back all these like bring back like defenestration style hyper specific verbs for how you died.
Exactly. So these guys jackknifed. No, a truck turned over, and it was hauling dimes, which I guess that makes sense. Sometimes there are just they have to get the money around, and so it was just probably on the way to the mint or something, or from the mint, I guess. And it rolled over on its side. And 8 million dimes, $800,000 in dimes were all over the road. So it was just
8 million seems like a number where like that. I know dimes are small, but I feel like they really impress upon you when you're little that 1 million is like way more than you think.
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't like 8 million dimes should be like the size of an airplane hangar. Not
that's like a grain silo worth of dimes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I believe
it's like
it,
the classic.
but yeah.
Speaking of getting shot to death in those, it's the same. The classic briefcase full of money where it's like $1 million is like not. It's like 3 stacks or whatever. It's like not as much. You're like,
Hold
no,
on.
it should fill. And I should be able to swim in 1 million of anything. If there's a million, like. I think it's just like you said. It's just
a million sharks. Don't do it. It's dangerous.
Can't swim in that.
I think it is like you said. Like million is such a like unimaginable number. The way we were taught that even in my head, like 1 million grains of sand. That's probably like a teaspoon or something.
That's probably all the sand in my head. Yeah.
If someone's like the beach is made up of 1 million grains of sand, I'd be like, okay. Sure. Yeah, that's a big enough number that I'm not going to fact check it.
We're all Dr. Evil in Austin Powers. We think a
Yeah.
million is the highest number there is.
Although we learned about like a Google Plex, right? Wasn't that the biggest one?
I feel like that's an early kid existential crisis. Is like, I know for a lot of kids it's learning about space. I feel like for me it was also learning about really high numbers. Like learning about the concept of infinity really wigged me out as a kid. I did not like it. I was like, I don't want to have to think about this.
Well, you're gonna hate this, Kath. I'm trying to remember what it was, but there's a number for that's such a huge number that like this isn't an exaggeration or whatever. This is the thing, like
1,000.
If you think it's 1,000.
Eli is Googling to find the result. 1,000.
So it's called Graham's number, and it was like conceived as an upper bound solution to some mathematical riddle, and that like I don't know enough but this comes from multiple sources that know this stuff, but they say like if you were able to imagine Graham's number, to visualize it, your head would collapse and form a black hole. That's how big it is, which like doesn't make any sense to me, but scientists are saying it.
Okay. So it's essentially a magic spell is what this is.
Yeah. They say, as if this helps me, they say storing that much energy in a tiny space would cause your brain to collapse in on itself and trigger the formation of a black hole. And then they say, this is a hypothetical concept that won't ever take place in reality. I'd be like, I did know that. I didn't know I couldn't think of it. I knew you weren't. I know I can't do it.
I could probably count to it. I'll tell it to you.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably think of it at some point. Again, this is something, if you told me this as a little kid, I would be like, I'm doomed. I'm going to think it by accident.
Mom, I'm going to think of Graham's number.
If you think of this number, everyone dies. Everything dies.
Yeah.
It's over for us.
Has ended.
Kath in her footy pajamas in the frame of her parents' bedroom door, asking if she could sleep in their bed because she's going to think of Graham's number.
You are like so close to what I was actually like as a kid. Like,
I was a big scaredy cat.
You better not think of it near me. I'm not going to that black hole.
You better
Put it
over
somewhere
there.
else. Get out of here.
Megamind's big plan to think of Graham's number. Yeah.
You better not be thinking it.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
But these dimes, I hope you all are imagining the sound.
Yeah, the sound is very pleasing.
Like
I'm just thinking
jackpot
last week
style.
we were talking about middle school bullying tactics, and I feel like a big one at my school was scrub change. Do people yell that at your school?
No.
No, I don't think so.
If somebody like dropped coins or something, or there were like coins like where someone could find a coin and pick it up or whatever, everyone would go scrub change, because it was like you were a scrub if you needed a dime off the ground. And this is just the loudest scrub change of all time.
Wow.
Is this truck flipping over?
Nasty.
Look,
Yeah, I know. Isn't that mean? Really mean.
As a Jew, you can't ever pick up coins off the ground. You're setting yourself up. You just gotta know. You leave
Asking
it.
for it.
It feels like that's
Yeah,
like
you
scrub
can't pick
change.
up. What if it's
something that was-
glued and you're on candid camera? It's a big prank.
Yeah,
I want
I'm
like
saying,
an Inception version of that, where it's like someone doing that prank, and then it's what would you do? Like, that was pretty uncool of you. We have you on hidden camera playing that prank. That was not nice. And then they get in trouble.
Yeah. No, there's so much. I'm not even gonna get mad, but yeah, there's like so many things where that are just filmed pranks, and I'm like, you putting this out is the prank. Like, it's crazy that you. Like, if someone caught me doing this, it would be me at the worst moment of my life, and I would like want to have it scrubbed forever. But they're like, check this out, check what I did, and it's like
What?
I saw a thing where a guy on Instagram was paying one of those guys who dresses up as a celebrity on like the Grauman's Chinese theater, like a equivalent of a Times Square almost sort of guy, Times Square Spider-Man. And then like offered to pay him $80 to eat like 80 chicken McNuggets and a Monster Energy in like a minute. And it was just like,
That's a prank? Who's
Again,
getting pranked?
it's content of some sort to him, I suppose, instead of like,
I'm doing a social experiment.
yeah, instead of like footage of something that like one of the mad emperors of Rome would do and then get assassinated for. Like, I don't know.
I guess that's like
people are-
small scale Mr. Beast is what that is. I wouldn't call it a prank, but it is disgusting. I'd say that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like Impractical Jokers is.
I don't
doing that.
I don't like being reminded of Mr. Beast outside of computer. There's like
Sorry.
he has some like no, but he has some like candy or something, and there's just like stickers for it everywhere. Stickers and like whatever when you're not supposed to post bills and they're posting bills anyway. Whatever those things. They're everywhere. The street.
They have
team.
it in the checkout line in my grocery store, and
Get
I've
outta
definitely
here.
been like, I don't want to look at this.
Don't make me think about
Yeah.
that guy's face, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got like an entire like food line, I suppose, so that he can feed someone in, some bunker that he's keeping them in.
Right.
And
See how
all
long they
have
can
is-
live
Oh,
off
you mean
his
feastables?
yeah,
feast
feastables.
stables. Yeah.
Feast. Yeah.
What an appealing name too. That makes me want to. I want to have that as well.
Delicious.
So there's that.
Feastables. I think he has an energy drink. I mean, who? Why?
I'm just thinking about the short hair and kind of the goatee beard and that classic smile that we all love,
That warm, inviting,
and the dead eyes.
charismatic smile that does not
winning
reach above the
smile.
nose somehow. Love it. So what happened with these dimes? Did
Clean them up.
They just cleaned them up. It's over.
I assume.
done.
Not clear. They shut down traffic for the day. Basically, they took care of it.
Do you think people got out of their cars?
A
and
bunch
were,
of people
like, scooping 'em
sprinting.
up?
I mean, somebody probably did, and it was like dimes,
change.
like not even quarters. Like ugh, like because
I
like a
can't even do
handful.
laundry with
Like
these.
a handful of dimes is like a couple bucks. A handful of quarters is like okay, you're getting somewhere at least. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you like go in there and you're scrabbling around.
I was.
You know
gonna
what would be
say,
fun though is
Funny if it
picking
was
up a big
pennies. You'd be
handful
like, oh fuck
and
this.
pennies would be
Not
like
worth it.
not even not worth it. Of like this entire
Just leave 'em.
project of moving these is a waste. Like
Yeah, just
purely-
everything about pennies is a waste.
Leave them there.
leave them there.
We'll drive them out of the way.
Let them erode into dust. We hate this.
Yeah, a
You could, like,
natural
build
footpath
houses
will
with
develop
copper.
through the pennies.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
desired
found
path.
Yeah,
But
no,
I
the
think it would be fun with the dimes to scoop up a big handful and throw them up in the air. I do think that would be fun. You would have to get
Yeah.
out of the way very quickly, but
Yeah,
I think it'd be
you
fun.
don't get hit by a dime, but yeah, it is. I feel like dimes are the perfect. Like I would pennies. I don't think I'd even consider scooping them up. Quarters, I'd probably be like, I'm gonna scoop up these.
Oh yeah.
Dimes, you really are in a quandary where you're like,
Yeah.
this can't be worth
I think
it.
dime
but-
is the floor. Nickels, same thing. Nickels are too big and heavy for what they're worth too. On top of it,
Nickels
At least dimes
suck.
are
They
small.
take
nickels
up
are
as
dog shit.
nickels are merely fake quarters. Fuck
Yeah.
them. They're
100%.
decoy quarters.
That's it.
Kath is correct. Nickels don't even seem like finished coins to me. You know?
Yeah.
They're like, nickels have flat edges. And I'm like, you just didn't finish a quarter. Stop. Nickels are like when the machine broke and then you didn't make quarters right. And
They're
that's-
like,
These will be worth $5.
They're rough draft quarters. They couldn't finish them.
Yeah, they're the
They didn't have the
prototype
money.
quarters. Yeah,
Fuck
they're not
'em.
worth nothing, but they're definitely not worth a quarter.
They're
Yeah.
worth sitting in my pile of quarters for laundry and then ruining my life where I put in
yeah.
all the money and then I have to go back to my apartment and get a real quarter.
And they're like, man, I have this is like a memory of, but like how they're just too thick to fit into a slot. So you always think you're putting in a quarter and then it just sort of gets stuck and you're like, what the fuck? And you're like, oh,
They're hostile.
again. Yeah. Who's on
Bad.
them? I don't even know. I don't even
Thomas
care.
Jefferson Memorial
Yeah,
on the
all
back.
right.
I know that. Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck a nickel. Get them out of here. Pennies too. All we just need tens and 25s.
Yeah.
Let's accept inflation is where it is. We don't need to be making these distinctions anymore. Round up, round down. I don't care. 10 and
that's what the-
25.
No
the
one's going to
Fed
be
can-
buying anything anyway.
True.
Fed can correct inflation by rounding down. Second of my big financial theories above $1 is worth $2. I'm changing everything. Also,
I feel
this,
like $1 is worth $2 is like I could see them proposing that in this administration.
I mean, it's
That's an
not-
executive order. It's coming.
It's just a quicker way of just jumping ahead.
Everybody's net
Also-
worth just doubled. Good
Yep.
news.
This
You're
Or
welcome.
if you're in debt, you're in twice as much debt. That's unfortunate.
Not
Sorry
our
to say.
problem.
Yeah, they'd love it. It would widen the wealth gap even more because you'd be in double debt or double rich. And they'd be like, great, the middle class is officially straight up gone. Yeah, I do this detail on the people picking it up. This embarrassing. They should name. The images showed that some workers scooping up piles of dirt and coins with a shovel. Other workers use a vacuum cleaner to suck up the coins. And they say one person appeared to be picking up dimes by hand.
10, 20, 30. Just
One person. Oh,
Making
you got
little piles. Yeah, little piles.
You were
of
late.
10.
You were late.
it's like they're
You gotta do it by
hovering
hand.
over him with the news cam, hitting him with a spotlight. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, come on.
The guy with the vacuums knocking him out of what's a book check? What did we talk about last week? Slamming
Yeah.
the dimes out of his
Book
hands
job.
so he count. Yeah, book job.
Sound off about book jobs if that's something that you know about, or if that is a limited to potentially one middle school in Connecticut. Who knows?
Also curious about scrub change. If that was just a very nasty classist New Hampshire middle school thing, or if other people had that.
These are like the opposite
That's
of the
what
Marilyn Manson stories. It's like these did not travel at all. These bombed when people tried to.
they
Did not take off. But yeah, that scrub
Bomb.
change to me just smells of like this was called something else 50 years ago.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. You
Like
I
when
don't know.
everybody
Do you
was
think
like-
middle schoolers are updating their language with the times? I
If
feel
it's
like
like-
when
if
I
it's
was
like
young, it
really
might have
bad.
still been anti-Semitic. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean it's like definitely kids are playing kill the
A
carrier.
53-year-old listener on X said they called them book jobs.
Okay, well
Okay.
that's my cohort.
Reveal:
apparently.
Patty is 53 years old.
Yeah.
My
No one knew.
cohort.
My cohort.
One of my advertising bombs. My cohort.
That 53-year-old user, Elon Musk.
That guy, man. I saw him. Oh, I hate to bring him in.
He saw
just
him.
like, yeah, I saw him.
Saw him at Equinox. It's weird.
Just in one of those like
His
classic.
body's
like,
weirder than you think.
clip of him just saying that chess isn't hard, and he was like,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, shut up, man. What the fuck are you talking about? He's like, it's a simple game. It's like, just
You know
shut
what's hard,
up, man.
Diablo. You have to pay someone to level up
Dude,
your character, and then you.
He
That's not
basically
easy.
did that. He was like,
No,
there's
I
only
know.
so many squares and there's no fog of war. I'm like, fog of
That's,
war?
I
Fog of
remember seeing
war.
the thing about how chess is easy because there's no fog of war.
War, yeah.
An emotion Elon Musk has surely experienced.
That is the most like
Dude,
dude
chess has no
tenting his
zergs.
fingers comment of all time. Like this is what I'm thinking. You know.
It's
Very
basically
cool.
like
it's so cool that
chess
he
would be-
really does that. That he really tenses his fingers.
That's awesome. That's
it's
how you know
so
he's smart.
cool.
I just think the chess pieces required, generators or
No,
pylons. then it would be a more difficult game.
actually, what?
Yeah, that's yeah. Did you see today that he got a great joke off where he was wearing two hats on top of each other, MAGA hats, and Elon's like Trump was like, Elon, I love the fashion choice or whatever, and he's a lot of people say I wear a lot of hats, so and then like the Cape Fear chorus all howling like
Oh my god.
and then he's like even my hat has a hat, it's like yeah, great stuff, thank you so much.
Great stuff, man. Thanks. Yeah, I saw one of those devastating. I didn't know the context of it, but it was just they used that picture in a different news article, and the caption was just Elon Musk pictured here wearing two hats. I was like, that's so fucking mean.
That is really good.
Pictured here doing some dumb shit, being an idiot.
Oh, and a bonus is that the top hat was the Gulf of America hat. It was like the MAGA hat that says Gulf of America. So
Oh,
that's
cool. There's a hat for that now too, huh?
Well, yeah,
Hat
sure.
for every executive order, I guess.
The letters get bigger every time lib gets upset about something.
Yeah.
So they just
You know
get
those
uglier and uglier.
They got to be
Check it out.
scratching the
I just
shit
put it
out
in
of
the
your
chat.
forehead.
He looks cool.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to be scratching the shit out of your forehead. There's like huge embroidery on probably.
I don't know
very
where they're
cheap
going to get
blanks.
them. They're all. I mean, maybe they're going to have an exemption just for the stupid hats for the tariffs and stuff.
That seems
'cause,
likely.
right?
That seems likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
So
one
now, like, the only
product.
affordable clothing will be Trump branded shit. No tariffs on it. It'd be great.
Yeah, like how soda's cheaper than water. It's going to be like that. It's just cheaper to buy stuff. That's
Anyway, good luck to Texas. I hope that one guy got rich from the dimes. We should.
Yeah, the guy who was
remember.
doing it by hand. The guy who was
Yes.
putting in the work.
The honest one. The honest
Contact
one.
us if you're that guy. Tell us why they wouldn't give you anything to use. What did you do wrong?
Folks, on this week's bonus episode, we talk about a little something that fell out of the ceiling into somebody's margarita. It's a special Cinco de Mayo discussion.
And then the birds are the word when we have a little hawk talk.
Plus, we discover some late-breaking current event news that is very exciting to us right at the end of the podcast. You can get all of this as well as our main episodes ad-free on our Patreon, patreon.com/oneatimepod. We do a whole bonus episode just for you every week. Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4 this week comes to us from Burlington Cheesecoat Factory in the Discord. This is a story from Japan, and so this is also something I didn't realize necessarily, but and I don't think this is true in America, though. Maybe it. I think it doesn't seem like it would be, just because I think no one would ever have them left because of generally how I view the police force and their. Like, I've heard so many stories from people who know they're like someone losing a gun and it like doesn't not happen. But apparently in other countries, Japan specifically, you have handcuffs. Obviously, you gotta catch somebody when they run away. If you don't want them to run away again, you gotta cuff them.
Sure. We all
but-
know this about handcuffs.
Yeah. So
That's the main
in
thing.
Japan, and I noticed this, there was a reference to this in like a Korean show too. So I think it's like that there too. You get a pair of handcuffs that is your pair, and you are responsible for those handcuffs. Like, if you lose your handcuffs, you don't go to the fucking bin. There's not a bag of handcuffs in the back where they're like, you can get some more. Oh, you lost them? Don't worry about it. Go grab a spare. Like,
I wonder if it's like because their police don't have guns, right?
yeah.
So maybe
I
it's
don't
like
think
your
so.
badge and cuffs are your like.
Yeah.
This is the symbolic thing that makes you a police officer is the power to
Can you?
arrest.
Is there like no other way? Yeah, well that makes sense. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, is there no other way to get handcuffs? It's like if these fall into the wrong hands.
I did Google it. I was like, can you buy handcuffs in Japan? You can. but
So, yeah,
but they're not
probably not the
police
special
issue.
ones. Yeah.
They're not police issue. They probably have probably the difference is police ones have like a real lock on them. Because when you buy handcuffs, it's like you just shove anything into the hole and it pops open.
Yeah.
Like toy handcuffs. You guys
Sure.
don't fuck around with toy handcuffs? You guys never played cops and robbers with and locked up your friend's little brother? Nobody did that?
He's going in the trunk.
Yeah.
That little trunk in the playroom. He's
Gonna get out of it because he's gonna puke. That's a little brother fake kidnap move.
I'm gonna puke all over
Let me out. I'm gonna
puking
puke.
all over the blocks.
All right. Okay. Okay. We'll let you out. Jesus Christ, man.
Imagine you're gonna have to clean every block.
Oh man. Yeah.
Into the Lego bin. You're done.
Oh, you
just
can't.
toss them out.
You can't do it.
Into the Legos.
You gotta burn the house down after that.
Yeah. So yeah, he'd lost his handcuffs and the key.
and the key. Both lost.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't know if on a guy. I mean, I guess you just lost them. It wasn't like I put him on a guy and the guy ran away and now they're all gone.
I assume that if he lost the cuffs and the key, I assume the cuffs did not stay on the guy after that.
I do like this does bring to mind though, like I don't know why I felt like handcuffs were single use, but I do feel like I thought they were like
Really?
just not like really, but subconsciously I was just like, oh yeah, I guess you do. You're cuffing multiple criminals with that set. They don't like stay with the criminal person, you know?
No, they switch you out.
They switch you out.
Maybe you're thinking of like zip ties. Zip ties, yeah, but the regular ones, no, they're like
No, they're like nice
sturdy.
and metal and yeah.
Nice, yeah. I don't know about nice. I will say that, I mean, not to, but I have been in handcuffs before. They do hurt a lot. They do, when like somebody in a movie takes them off and they're like, and they rub their wrists. Yeah, they hurt a lot. So yeah, but you keep them. Apparently in this one, I don't know if they've got like a tag on them and it's like giving them different colors of paintballs. So when they're done with a bust, they'd be like, all right, count up how many green handcuffs. We see how many,
Yeah, they monogrammed or something. Like,
yeah,
how do we...
that would be sick.
Do we know if they're like the ones with the chain in between, or are they like the ones that are stuck together? You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
Like straight up manacles?
Yeah.
Like the click to... Oh, I didn't even know those. They still did those outside of like, a dungeon or something. I didn't know those were still around. I think a classic short-chained handcuff.
Two links type situation.
Yeah. The kind that you're not... Just long enough so you can't do that thing where you pull them under your legs and then run away. Yeah, do a little... You hate to arrest a contortionist. Gotta lock
hate to
those
hear
guys up.
behind your back you hear a hup, and then it's
all over.
Not good for you.
Running away in handcuffs is tough though, because it's like you can't really explain that away.
You look silly.
you can't.
People
you
think
can't
you're
like
Naruto
encounter
running.
someone else and be like, I don't know. They're gonna be like,
people think-
I think you probably did something wrong. Get here.
You just have to wear an anime T-shirt, and then nobody will think it's weird that you're running with your hands behind your back. They're like, "Oh, look at this fucking nerd." This way at the Comic-Con, Naruto running.
Naruto running with your handcuffs on.
Just always be wearing an anime T-shirt in case you get arrested and handcuffed. You won't be able to change your shirt after you're handcuffed, so you have to be prepared.
And but yeah, so this guy
I have an anime T-shirt under here. I have an anime T-shirt on.
It's my insurance
Yeah.
policy.
They're just like waiting for you to try to power up in the back seat and
Trust
break
me.
your wrist.
You're just yelling to onlookers. This is an anime shirt under here. That's why I'm doing this. No other reason.
I just love orange. This is both. Trundle, that's what he wears. He'd be like, this is simply a Naruto orange jumpsuit, and my hands are behind my back for speed. That's why I'm running. No one trip me or accost me,
You're
please.
giving people two good ideas. There's going to be some dangerous cons escaping.
Basically, the fucking Anarchist Cookbook Part 2 on this episode today.
So this guy lost his handcuffs.
Yeah. So
And-
he did what I think a lot of people would do in this situation, to be fair. Because, if you lose them, it's a whole thing. You have to report it. You have to do, probably get yelled at and all sorts of stuff. So he just never told anyone he lost his handcuffs. He lost them in July 2012 while serving as a chief inspector in the Toban prefecture, or the Toban area of his prefecture. And he just didn't tell anyone. Usually they inspect everyone's possessions. You know, they go around, say, everyone show me your handcuffs. Yeah, everyone make sure you got everything. Show
me
me
your handcuffs.
Yeah. But he was the guy because he was the superintendent. Yeah, he was the guy who did the inspection. So he'd go around like, everyone's got their handcuffs, right?
Of course,
Good.
Mine's everything's in order with me as well.
Mine are
No
very,
need to
somewhere
see them?
very safe.
I don't need to show anything because I know in my mind.
Yeah.
So did he just like? I wonder if they were apprehending somebody. If he would just be like, "You do the honors."
Of course, it's all you.
Cuff them, boys.
Just really, just white knuckling it for a decade. Like, oh boy, I hope nothing. I bet. Just waiting for backup and just tightly holding the guy's hands behind his back. It's like, why didn't you cuff him? It's like, oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
I thought you'd want to do it.
Yeah,
I was like giving you a chance. You know,
This is your collar.
right.
I know how much you love doing it.
He's like desperately holding the guy to the ground. Everybody else is like 20 feet away from him. He's like, cuff him, boys. And they're like, you're right there. Just do it. No, boys, cuff him. Please come. Cuff him.
Boys, please.
Boys. Yeah. I mean,
Boys,
I
help.
guess he could have gotten himself a replacement if he had that kind of power, but it does really feel like he just went cuffless for 12 years.
12
that he
years.
did this. And he got away with it. He revealed this fact while right as he was retiring. He was like,
That's
by
awesome.
the way, I lost my handcuffs 12 years ago and I don't know where they are.
I wonder how he lost them.
I guess they go in their special little thing, you
Their
know?
little
They
case?
got the little case. Yeah, their
Yeah.
little like BlackBerry hip pouch for your
It
handcuffs.
is crazy to me. I mean, I guess maybe that's why they became a sex thing, but like it's kind of crazy they became a sex thing because like they do hurt. Like and they look like they hurt. Like I don't think anybody's like those seem comfortable. But
I think
I guess that's like part of it if you're a handcuffs person.
Plastic
but-
ones I don't think hurt. Like,
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
those
like
little
fucked around
sexy
with
furry
toy
ones,
ones,
you
yeah.
know?
If you fucked around with like toy ones, they don't hurt, but the real ones are heavy. And
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't know, those
Yeah.
real ones seem bad. Don't want them. Don't get arrested.
Yeah.
It seems like it hurts.
it does seem. I mean, it's just very weird as a way to impede someone in a modern world. I mean, obviously it's better. It's not like I think we should be tranking people or something, but it is like, I mean, it reeks, it feels adjacent to hog tying someone, which, you know,
Yes.
it's like, which maybe that's what this guy was doing. He just learned how to lasso people.
I think we've gone over this on the podcast before, but it bears repeating. Trank me. I want to do the blow dart. Take me out that way. I'd prefer that.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Reverse alarm clock. A little clock that tranks me at night.
I don't want to be walked somewhere with handcuffs on, but trank me, put me on a gurney. Get me there that way.
Yeah.
Then it's
Let's go
your
everywhere on a
problem.
Yeah. Gurneys, if you weren't always grievously injured on them, be a pretty okay way to travel.
Yeah,
It
get in
seems like
bed
a
and
fun
getting wheeled
ride.
around. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Which
I know,
also
like
you'd
the
think-
only thing that separates gurney from litter is like medical emergency, kind of.
Yeah.
They're not that
And-
different.
And for something that's specifically designed to transport people who are in like huge, big medical distress, so rattly, the gurney is always. Why are you putting these? You got the same wheels as a fucking shopping cart. There's like, why does this gurney have a bum wheel? And
It's like a
got
mining car. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's like, would it kill
Yeah.
you to give me like some kind of covering on top of the gurney, please? Like you're describing a palanquin. Like what? Like,
Yeah, put the
But
gurney
like,
on top of an elephant.
if strollers can have those like shock absorbing wheels, why not
Yeah.
a gurney? Those are for people with spinal injuries.
Yeah,
You
and
just
they've
don't
got
want
the-
your baby to wake up. That's like
They
a
got-
way
got-
less catastrophic thing.
Yeah, they got the damn Kroger wheels on the gurneys. They're spinning around doing jack shit.
Hate
Yeah,
to get the
meanwhile-
gurney with the bum wheel. That's a
oh, yeah,
real
the bad one. Ugh.
always
Yeah.
going all over the
We got
place.
in, we got here last, so we got to pick the bad one, the EMT crew. I mean, like, yeah.
I mean, just because hospitals have like famously smooth floors, you know? It should be.
That's true.
You should be flying. Put some
Always a guy
just put
mopping 'em.
rollerblade. Get patties, put some fucking rollerblade wheels with a tequila worm in them on the bottom
Yeah.
of the gurneys. It'd be sick.
That's right.
You could grind on the way to do a manual.
Yeah,
My
put
first
your
day as an
gurney.
orderly, and I'm getting in trouble because I just keep heaving the gurneys down the hall. Just one big push.
Ghost
Get 'em
riding
down
the
there.
gurneys. You guys ever do that thing where you did wheelies on the shopping cart, like in a grocery store?
That's
and then,
risky behavior.
Yeah, but you don't think it's going to happen. But I definitely tipped it over once and just in terrible, terrible state, just lying there with like fruit pops all over you, and you're like, I am about to get the
Talk about a good
of a lifetime.
sound. Talk about
Yeah.
a good sound, like the dimes, like a shopping cart clattering to the ground. Very
Oh,
good,
yeah.
very satisfying. Very. Somebody saw Jackass in this parking lot.
Yeah, just the sound of like a hot dog packet sliding across the floor. You know, that like plastic with one corner. Not good.
Good stuff.
Don't try to do wheelies on shopping carts, or do. I mean, 99%
God,
of the
I
time
really wish
it's
I had
fine.
a shopping cart right now. Oh, there's none around. Oh, there we go.
that clattering noise. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah, you hear that coming down a dark hallway? Terrifying. But yeah, so this guy, I guess he's good. He retired. He doesn't need cuffs anymore.
Was this met with? Does it say like? Did people think this was funny, or were they like, "How dare you"?
I don't know what there's not a lot of like, maybe they're circling the wagons on this. They're not going to give them any sound bites, but they did carry out an investigation after he reported the loss, which
They got to do that.
Oh, they issued him an admonishment. So
Okay.
A blemish.
A blemish on the record.
A demerit. They like took away
Admonishment.
his pension. Should not have said that shit, dude.
Wow, much worse one on the bottom. Worst loss by a police department. This is at the bottom of the same article. Japan police force loses 20 SD cards containing 1,000 case photos. Hate to have that happen.
Whoops.
Too small, those SD cards.
Too small. Number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3 comes to us from Wet Bigfoots in the Discord. If you would like to submit stories to our podcast, you can join our Patreon at the $10 a month level. Get access to our private Discord channels where you can submit stories, such as this one. This is a very important study where this is some science news from a 6th grader. And I feel like, you know those stories you see where it's like this 12-year-old invented a thing that creates clean drinking water or whatever.
Yeah.
You know those things? And then it's like, how come I never hear about any of this again?
Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah. It's like 8-year-old invents perpetual motion machine for school fair, and then nothing happens.
And then nothing.
That kid is never heard from again. I assume it's just immediately recruited into some, modern Operation Paperclip. Where they're just young. They're not bad guys.
They're just young. They're not bad guys. This is another youthful science experiment. I honestly did you guys read this one? Because I want to ask you what you think the outcome will be if you have not read it yet. So did you read this one?
I haven't read the whole thing. I know the question at hand here.
Okay, but you don't know the answer.
I do not either.
Okay.
No.
So the question posed by this 6th grader's science project, Caden Henry, a 6th grader living in Florida. I'm so glad they're still doing science fairs there. I would not have put money on that. His question was, does your cat's butthole really touch all the surfaces in your home? So basically the idea of when a cat sits, is its asshole touching things? What do you think the answer is? Is butthole making contact with surface when cat
For
sits?
a cat, I mean, cats are so out, like theirs are so out there all the time.
I think
I
that's
haven't thought about-
what inspired the question is like, they're so out there.
Because I don't consider it as much, as like a dog. Because,
Dog tail goes over it. Little
and it's
modesty.
like different when they're going. I feel like it's packed away a little better when it's at rest than a cat's is. I feel like yes. I just the way they sit too in my head is like I think yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, probably
Patty?
not something you want to think about. but-
I'm gonna say no. I think there's a very subtle gradation or something. It's kind of in like a little indentation, even if it doesn't look like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Okay.
I don't see biologically why it would have evolved that way. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 50-50 split.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is that their buttholes do not touch surfaces as they sit. Which I initially found a little surprising, and then I think I thought the same way you did, Patty, of like, that does not seem like an evolutionary advantage for the asshole to rub up against literally everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Stuff would get in there, I suppose.
Keeps you alert, I guess. There's a lot of nerves back there.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the way he did this was, which really, I guess
The cat that's
for
a good
science,
sport here on this one. I assume.
Exactly, because he put lipstick on cat assholes.
Yeah.
That was how he did this study.
I was wondering what the substance was going to be that went. I can't think
Yeah.
of another way to do this. So yeah, that would
I did
seem to
definitely-
be
You got to
Yeah.
stamp it with something. You got to figure
Yeah.
something out.
That was sort of my joke idea of what he was going to do, was to just put like
Correct.
India ink on
not.
there.
I didn't
but-
think lipstick. I thought maybe I'm not sure what it would be, but yeah, something non-toxic, obviously.
It's gotta-
Yeah, I guess like lipstick honestly is kind of a good choice because it is like it's basically edible grade because it's so close to, like, they have to make it so that it's okay for it a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit to be inside
Yeah.
your body. So, not
Of
a bad
course.
choice.
I don't. There has to be further, examination, because I think that there's a non-zero chance that when a kid pokes lipstick onto your butthole, you suck in your butthole a little bit because
Possible.
it feels crazy.
There is
You
that.
know? Yeah, but no, I mean, and honestly, it is convincing because lipstick does like get everywhere, right? Like I feel like you would definitely be able to tell. It wouldn't be like, oh, it kind of soaked in or whatever.
Right. You can't
feel
be
like it
putting like
stays-
a matte lipstick on here, like smudge proof lipstick. That's not going to cut it.
Yeah,
They
He's
did
putting,
find-
like
okay,
lunch
so-
lady, old school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A tube, definitely a tube. Definitely.
Yeah.
Like your Revlon, your classic Revlon. Probably a plum if we're talking something from the 90s. That was big.
yeah.
A raisin, a lot of raisin going on back then.
I was thinking like the bright red, like Nickelodeon mom red. Yeah.
Possible. Well, apparently, so long and medium haired cats, their buttholes never touch anything really, as far as this experiment is concerned. Short haired cats, their butthole does not make contact on hard surfaces, but there was a small trace of butthole
On a carpet.
on bedding, like a cat
Okay.
bed.
Sure.
So if sitting on something poofy or soft, it might be doing it. So like,
Yeah.
as the article says, maybe like pile of laundry, you might want to keep them away, just out of principle,
Yeah, but they do love to sit on soft things. That's the problem.
That's fine.
I
It's
guess-
just like not a soft thing that's going to be on my body,
Yeah. But I guess it is like, I mean, I feel like even for a human butt, if you're kind of just resting on bedding for a period of time, it's getting, it's not purely on the vestiges, the outside. You're getting some amount of like things you'd rather not touch there.
I mean, human butt on like,
Depends on the butt, I suppose.
even if it's not making direct contact with like the main part of the human butt that you don't want to make contact with stuff, it does like spiritually defile whatever
Mhm.
you're sitting on.
Yeah.
Like a bare ass cheek on pretty much anything is going to not necessitate, but desire a wash. I would like to wash that thing, know?
Mhm.
Yeah. I think it's also like the funny would be like, oh, long-haired cats, no, it doesn't touch anything. But I'm like, yeah, but I feel like long-haired cats much more likely. It's like it's touching just all the hair on their back, and then also it's like you see long-haired cats sometimes or long-haired dogs where it's like there's like stuff on the back now. They'd be. It's like you
Yeah,
need to
by
worry
the
about the butthole because
transitive
there's
property.
just early stuff in there.
Yeah.
It's like there's dingleberries on the cat hanging off. The butthole is not even. We don't even need to worry about it. Yeah.
Gross. Thumbs down. I don't like thinking about this.
Kat doesn't like that
I'm
kind
sorry.
of humor.
This is
I don't like that
science.
kind of humor. Don't say dingleberries to me. I'm 36 years old. I don't need to hear
Science
that
sometimes
word.
requires us to face unfortunate truths and words.
It's true. Facts don't care about my feelings in this case.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel reassured by this. Like, as the teacher gave this kid an A++. There's a very cute picture of him
real
high-fiving
grade.
a cat. But the teacher said, I now feel relief because I used to kind of worry when my cat would come and sit on my keyboard. And now I know it's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So
I think
thumbs up.
keyboard is. I don't think anybody should think that their keyboard is clean. I think it's probably like.
That's a good point. My keyboard is
really
probably dirtier
disgusting.
than my cat's butthole, like
Yeah.
germs-wise.
just basically sanding your fingertips off like every day for 8 hours onto there. Not a good, not an ideal situation for anything. Yeah. No, I do feel. I'd like to know. You just got to tell yourself no. I mean, my dog always goes to the bathroom and then I immediately like pick her up, cradling her by the back half. So I just have to tell myself, I'm like, nope. There's a reason that I'm not getting any of that on me.
Yep.
There's a special reason why.
It's love. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2 comes to us from Otter Chaos in the Discord, and this is a story about a real special person here, somebody who's more important than everyone else on the plane, apparently. This is
It's
a
me.
flight. It's Kat. This is a Lufthansa flight from LA to Munich, long flight, and
Yeah, really long flight. Damn.
it was over. Well, it was most of the way across the country, and it had
Which
to
country?
the U.S.
This one.
The first place, the first
Our
country it
great
was leaving
country.
From. That's right.
Okay.
Had to divert to Boston because somebody's tablet got jammed in a business class seat. I guess an iPad is there's additional reporting here that says it's an iPad. So first of all, they diverted to Boston, but they were actually like way up there in Canada because the way the way the flights go when they're flying transatlantic, you go like on a huge arc basically up, or at least it looks that way on the map. And
Elon Musk is going to fix that, by the way. He's going to make the planes go straight.
It's a
that's
simple
what
game,
that's what
actually.
Grok is going to do.
It's a massive waste of resources that they go
That's
up
right.
and then down.
Yeah, the guy
There's
from
not
Road
even
Rules,
any fog of war. It's just
and
simple.
the guy from Road Rules is working on that, or whichever show he was on. So they had to divert because the iPad got jammed, I guess either in or in between seats. I'm trying to like figure out exactly what, but
It got
basically,
wedged somewhere.
It got wedged, and it was because it's a lithium battery. Like if you crush or puncture or damage a lithium battery, they can like basically catch on fire or blow up, or depending.
Samsung Galaxy 6.
This is exactly on my corner. So this was a hazard, and this is something that's not you have to kind of, when you're in a big tube in the sky, you have to, I guess, deal with these things. So they had to.
Is that really a big deal, though? You used to be able to smoke on there. People could light stuff in the air.
You can
it's
still
bigger.
bring lighters on airplanes.
Yeah.
So
And you should.
there's that.
And you should.
Yeah. Yeah, just so you look cool. So you can play with your Zippo. I don't know if you're allowed to play with your Zippo. That might be where they draw the line.
There's a big sign on the bathroom that says no
Do
playing
not
with your
light things
Zippo in
on
here.
fire. Do not light the magazine the only magazine where writers are still getting paid like $10,000 a feature. I don't even know if any of those exist.
Read this
anymore.
to learn about the top plastic surgeons in the country for
That
some
is
reason.
and they're all in Texas.
They're doing that research. Look, I need two things today. I need a plastic surgeon, the best in the country, and I need a stone zombie that's crawling out of my expensive lawn.
That's exactly what I was going to say too.
A $1,000 stone zombie.
I need a $6,000 massage chair now. I need it to be on the way before I land.
Excuse me, is this the man known as Hammaker Schlemmer? I'd like to speak to
Yes, Mr. Schlemmer.
one of the greatest inventors of our time, Hammaker Schlemmer.
It's America's oldest catalog, apparently, which is fun.
Look, this armchair might be expensive and ugly, but what if I told you it had a cup holder in it?
There's a USB port in the arm. How about
they
that?
They need to just have an all products like thing on their website where you can just sort by price. It's like, come on, let's go. What do you got? What's the biggest thing? What can I buy?
That is like truly like, and not even trying to be like some design snob here, but it's like the like furniture with USB ports in it. It's like, come on,
disgusting.
dude.
Yeah,
like
get a longer cable.
Cannot need that. There's like. Yeah,
get the outlets in the floor. Like if you're gonna do it that way, get the outlets in the floor. You know?
Yeah. And it's like clearly visible. It's like a huge plastic panel with like 4 fucking HDMI ports on it. And
then it's like, what the fuck? Do you have to charge your armchair to get those to work?
Here.
Like you have to plug in your disgusting like shitty lazy boy knockoff now. I don't get it.
It's you legitimately need more cables to charge it through an armchair because you have to plug the armchair into the wall, and then you have to plug the cable that could just like you had everything you needed: a cable, a phone, the wall, and then you just involved your armchair as a middleman for no fucking reason at all. Why is this part of the process?
Why are you getting involved?
There shouldn't be capacitors in there at all. There shouldn't be like
shit,
it
man.
doesn't
My
need
armchair is shorting out.
I can't sit in this because the power went out. There's a thunderstorm. I can't sit
ozone
here.
because something like popped inside the armchair little charging arm.
A mouse chewed through a cable. And
that snake could be going off in there.
Don't you think it's inconvenient to use your laptop on your lap? You know what would be easier if you had like a huge wooden board with like an inflatable ball on the bottom of it that you had to just keep in your living room all the time? That would be much easier. And then add a couple USB-C and 2 and 1
Yeah,
micro
it's all
USB.
like instantly like obsolete. Like they updated the USB port as soon as you buy it, and then that's your couch. Thumbs up.
I always feel I hate those like little ones because they're like invent USB. They're like universal serial bus. This is what everything runs off of. And they're like, great. And they're like, there are 3 kinds of it. I'm like, why?
Get that out of here. That is a damn lie.
Yeah, I'm spending $1,100 on this chair, and it has a USB-A port that you can't use. It's harder to buy things for that use that now.
You have to get it all on eBay.
But it's also got micro USB. Pretty good.
Micro USB.
Just in case you have that still.
You can charge a battery pack from 10 years ago on that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, our factory has been hit with the weirdest combination of tariff issues ever because we import both a lot of lithium-ion batteries and genuine leather. We are really big. We need Corinthian leather and
what are we going to do?
Microprocessors. You think if you got like the invoice of a factory that made those chairs, you would just think it was like a shell company. You'd be like, there's a crime going on here. What could possibly be made of this combination of materials?
It's a fake invoice you get, like a fake PayPal invoice you get in your spam filter. Just sent to you, PDF, no body text.
$800 on what? Foot massager?
Everything in Hamburger Schlemmer is stuff that would be on a fake invoice in your email.
Yeah. Hey, check out my new beanbag chair. It's actually an external hard drive. You can it scores 8 terabytes. You plug into the bottom. It's great. You know.
Yeah, it processes photos from my digital camera. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And you can't get that elsewhere.
There's simply no other place to get electricity than what? You think there are other plugs in my kitchen? No, it's just my kitchen island, which is hardwired into my like main power line. Yeah, you know, you got to plug in your iPad and do recipes off of it like only people in videos have ever done. I don't know anyone who has ever done that in real life.
I do not understand the purpose of an iPad, but people over 50 cannot get enough. People over 50 and under iPad. 5.
My dad wants an iPad so bad. And I have to be like, do you even realize what that would like? Think about this. Think about this for a second. Like, why would you do that? Like, this would be
not going to sync with all his stuff. You can't get Seymour Sloth on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to download all sorts of new stuff. I'm just like, you're not going to understand how to use that.
I don't know. Old people love the iPad, man. That's their like preferred thing, I feel.
I think iPad can be good, but I also find myself not really using. I mean, like if I'm at home and I need a big screen and I'm doing things on, I look at computer. But I feel like if you travel, and like I have an iPad mini that I bought, I forget, like during COVID or something, and it's pretty good. Like it's like, it's nice for reading and stuff, and it's like, a little bigger version, but it's like I'm not I don't know. There aren't that many iPad exclusive tasks, put it that way. Like
Yeah. Unless you're a baby. Then there are a lot.
And you're popping those balloons or whatever they do on
this
there.
baby in business class was freaking out because its iPad got wedged in a seat. It was the boss baby. The boss baby was losing his mind.
Frog-shaped case and all, slammed, just driven into the wheels, the gears of the plane. He stuck it in the landing gear. That's why they had to stop.
My tablet was damaged. So by the time they landed, I guess, or when the flight diverted, I guess, it had already shown visible signs of deformation due to the seat's movements. So I don't know if maybe it was like although not business class though. That's the thing. I can see that happening in coach where like you put it in and somebody leans back and and it just like bends like in half almost.
Yeah, that happens, and I would say that is not my fault. That's the fault. Like I've had that where my laptop is open and they lean it back, and it's like I have to like jump and close it, or else it would have just folded like origami.
Mm-hmm. And that's why you got to get those things that just like stop them from reclining that you can buy, and then roll the dice on whether somebody will kill you.
They make those. You can like. Like I'm imagining like the anti-theft steering wheel lock thing, but for the back of
it's like a
club.
Little.
I'm imagining the club, but for an airplane
It is
seat.
Basically like a wedge that just. You stick in there.
That's so funny.
You put it. You basically gum up the works. You like jam it in in like the little arm that bends, and it stops it from bending.
Yeah.
Man,
you just put grass in there. You chew up. You just
gum
chew
up the works.
And
It's called the knee defender. Yeah, there's a whole. This
is something that you can only use if you are like a bodybuilder or something, right? Where you're like, I can win a fight.
Visibly scary.
I can win a fight with whoever I do this to confidently.
I'll pick one up. What else are you supposed to do? Because now exit row is like some sort of like class. Like the exit row is class now. Yeah, where it's like, you have to have $59 to truly believe that you could help us in case of an emergency. Like, no,
this is one of those
strong guys.
This is just one of those things where it's like a little thing that you put in, and it's like one of it's like the guy, some like individual guy invented it, whatever. He's got the patent and all that stuff, and it's like. Yeah, this is like a nice idea, but it's like, man, if you use this, if you use this and somebody kills you on the plane, it's like I don't think most people are like, oh well, you know what I mean? Like it's like
you have to sign a waiver to buy one.
Why would he do that? It's like, well, he had put this little clip on the guy's seat that wouldn't let him recline, and insisted that was his right to do that or something. And it's like, yeah, I understand why he turned the guy's head all the way around backwards.
I do think I should get one. They should give me one. You should get issued them if you need them.
If you're over a certain height,
This guy was only 6'2". He must have had longer legs, because that's not. I mean, that's tall. It's not that tall.
The economy is getting smaller and smaller. Yeah. It's like it's really. But no, I have a thing because now when I'm on a plane, I'm going on a plane this weekend, so this will happen, and they crank it back, and because at this point my size is you hit my knees before you hit. The bottom of
recline,
the max, at which point my knees are jutting through the fabric of the back of the seat, and they can feel it in their back. And then what happens is that the person it's happening to thinks that that's the like stopper to say that's as far as you can go back. So to make sure they're all the way back, they slam back on it a couple times to be like, I'm all the way. And at that point, I usually get to lean forward and be like, that's not the seat. Those are my knees.
Yeah.
And because of my height, it does help because I get to like lean over the top. And
be like, look, I am very large. I'm not being an asshole.
Exit row just should be for big boys, all right? Big everybody's. It makes sense because not only is it more comfortable, but if shit does go down, we can toss people the fuck out.
You've already got the bouncer. Yeah. People think you're a bouncer already anyway.
It's the door guy row.
At the entrance.
Yeah,
instead we got some 5'2" like influencer,
some little
shithead in
shrimp
there.
who's on the out because they're trying to get extra points from the points guy, and they're like, yeah, I guess I'll help if there's an emergency.
Yeah,
They're not willing. They're not there for the right reasons.
I'm obligated, right? Then I guess so.
I should fly for free. It should be like a air marshal. I'm the exit row guy. So I'm in charge.
I think this product got so much press that it like no longer exists, basically, because this is from like 2015, the article. But I remember hearing
the first
about this.
person to be escorted out of Shark Tank just by the collar.
No, because there's this
hand thrown out.
I put it in the chat. This comes, or you print them out or whatever. There's this card that you're supposed to hand to the person in front of you, and it's like you can just imagine the person reaching a boiling point reading this thing like that. Like, I'll read it quickly. I'm using This is a Knee Defender courtesy card. I'm using Knee Defender. Knee Defender is a small plastic device that helps me protect myself by limiting how much the seat in front of me can recline. I wanted to let you know about this and provide the following information. Unfortunately, and you can check these. There's 3 things. Mm-hmm. 1, unfortunately, my legs are so long that if you recline your seat, it would immediately bang into my knees. 2, as best as I can estimate, you could recline your seat about blank inches without banging into my knees. So there's like different degrees. If you'd like to recline your seat this much at some point during the flight, please let me know, and I will adjust my knee defender so that is possible.
I'm doing that on principle.
I am not fucking talking to you and letting you allow me to recline, you fucking dork. I will chop you down.
What if we simply used the jolly spirit of cooperation on this flight? What if we simply came to an agreement?
Turn around and let me know, and I'll remove my unauthorized device that I've used to disable your chair on a plane. Where we paid the same price for tickets.
I will remove some of the big red chewing gum I've shoved into the works.
If you would like to recline your seat at some point during the flight, please let me know, and I will try to adjust myself and my knee defender, typo, knee defendee, so that it can be done safely. I realize this may be an inconvenience. If so, I hope you will complain to the airline.
The airline?
If so, I hope you will not
leave me out of it.
Behead me. Maybe working together, we can convince the airlines to provide enough space between rows so that people can recline their seats without banging into other passengers. Thank you for your understanding. I am not offering understanding to you if I get this card.
Bad news. You are now seated in the brazen bowl, brother.
Hope there's enough room in the brazen bowl. Maybe you can tuck in real tight.
I love the deflection to the system at the end.
That's right.
It's like,
you're not mad at
I'm
me,
not
man.
your enemy, man. Solidarity.
I'm just breaking your chair, okay?
Like
Fight the real enemy, dude.
Yeah. The initial sentence of "I am using Knee Defender" is such strange deflectionary language to be like, "I am using this." It's not like I've blocked your seat from reclining.
Hey man, I broke your seat. Here's why. Because it's
all the nuts and
uncomfortable for
bolts out of
me.
your seat.
Because I am less comfortable that way. So
I'm so sad that was a typo, because when I was scanning it, I saw knee defendee, and I thought it was referring to yourself as the
right.
This you are the knee defender. I am the knee defendee.
You would be the
my
knee
knees
defendee.
are being defended. I am the knee defendee.
Yeah, I suppose either you or each knee is the knee defendee. Yes. I love this product. I love the sort of the clearly just like not. I don't even know, like just the gall required to kind of offer that and think that somebody is not going to turn around and just start windmilling on you, just like furious, you know.
There's like planes. There's everyone is just like stuff that would never work anywhere else. It's like it's a different universe where it'd be like, no, this is a viable product on a plane. Like this, those things where you like put a hood that like fastens around your neck and then comes over your head and envelops your laptop, and you look like a Silent Hill monster.
Yeah, the like
so
arms in the thing. Yeah, it's psycho.
Yeah, and it's like for privacy. You feel like you're private. Everyone on the plane is staring at you while you have this like this horrific collar.
You look like a monk in a religion that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah,
that's
right.
I have like the neck pillow people. like. Oh my god!
I like I got the one that like it like makes it's like wearing a neck brace. And
I have that one too.
Where
it's like you wear it on the side and you look insane, but it's actually unfortunately it works pretty well.
But it's like impossible to pack because it's like too big and weird, and kind of the shape is not really good for like going in.
It's literally like a half neck brace.
Yeah,
yeah, and you get people walking around the airport with them already on, and it's just like. What is
Just walking very stiffly, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. They look like pilots that are ready to get into the world's worst combat mech. Like you're walking around like a base where they're like, this is, like the worst Pacific Rim of all time. We're going to drift together to get into a robot that puts the knee defender and the robot in front of it.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, what's not too big to pack is the knee defender. And I hear they're developing a new version that is able to be chewed when somebody jams it into your mouth and you won't choke. So
yeah, it's got a hole in it like a Cheerio now. Well,
yeah. Knee defender. I don't know why there's a Wikipedia article, but knee defender. There's like 4 lines of description and then controversy. In August 2014, an argument developed between oh no shit!
I can't believe it's only happened. I can't believe it's rare enough that they have specific instances written here.
Yeah, there should be a subtitle that's like Fallout. That's like one of what the knee defender.
Right.
Knee defender introduction Fallout.
Yeah,
reception. We should do number 1.
we should.
And this week's number 1 reason to say what a time to be alive.
Number 1 this week comes to us from there's no name listed, so perhaps just Shelby himself.
It's from the world of the news.
This was in
Shelby's
our
tapped
group
in.
text, so
Yeah.
it may have just been Shelby.
The news hound himself. Speaking of numbnuts travelers, real galoots, this is a story about a climber on Mount Fuji. So this is a 27-year-old university student who climbed Mount Fuji. Unfortunately, he had to be rescued. He was helicoptered out while he was on the Fujinomiya Trail, which is about 3,000 meters above sea level. He lost his crampons, a spike device that's attached to the bottom of climbing
crampons.
shoes.
I lost my crampons.
Wait, one of my crampons is down there.
I'm slipping. Come get me. So yeah, he lost his crampons, had to be helicoptered off. Look, not a great look, but these things happen, and what are you to do? You had to be saved.
I wonder if they charge you for that. A lot of places they will if they have to go in and rescue you. It's like you fucked up. This is your problem.
I would not be surprised. There's just a credit card swipe on the outside of the helicopter
Before you get in.
Your card declines, they just push you back out.
Yeah. It's next to the USB chargers that are on their helicopter. They're Hammaker Schlemmer Blackhawk.
They say no Apple Pay, like bars, like signs at bars.
Yeah. So that's all fine, not ideal, but whatever.
It happens.
Unfortunately, where he really earned his spot on this podcast is that he decided to, just days later, return to the mountain to get his things he left behind, specifically his phone. He left his phone on the mountain when he got rescued, and he went back to try to get it, and he had to be rescued again. He got stuck again.
Lost the other crampon. She's like, my backup set. It's gone.
And this is not... Look, this goes beyond any sort of like false confidence about climbing skills or whatever. This is the off season. This is you are not supposed to be climbing Mount Fuji. I think you can, but you're not. It's like lifeguard. No lifeguards on duty. Swim at your own risk.
This is when, if they're going to charge you, this is when they're going to charge you, because it's you should not be doing this. Right.
This was our season off, man. We were out of off duty, and you're making us strap up again. Yeah, they're on the break.
Not only are like the usual, whatever helps you get up the mountain, they're not operating, but all there's medical facilities along the trails. Those are all closed, which I think is a great sign. It's just, I would wait. I think I would
take
wait.
a breather.
He's like, well, I won't need that.
Yeah. Well, why would I need that? If I fell, what are you saying? I'm going to lose one of my crampons?
This is wild to me because the phone, you get rescued off a mountain. I'm imagining the conditions are such that that phone is not making it. That's not the chances of that being a usable phone, especially because I'm imagining at this point there is snow because he has crampons. That's how I broke my last phone. Remember? I brought
climbing
it outside.
Mount Fuji?
I was climbing Mount Fuji. And I didn't have to be rescued, which is why you didn't hear about it. But
oh yeah,
no, man, brought it out in the snow. I was skiing and it got ruined. So
Yeah.
get a new phone, man. If you can afford fancy mountain climbing equipment, you can afford a new phone. You don't need to go back.
It's so expensive.
He
that
spent
stuff.
all his money on the climbing trip. He needed to keep his phone.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
He had good stuff on there. He had games on there. He didn't want to download all his games
He
again.
had, he had
you know?
games that are no longer in the App Store.
In my defense,
Flappy
I had
Bird.
games on there.
He still had Flappy Bird. You
What am
can't
I gonna-
download that anymore.
What am I going to sideload this? I don't even know how to do that.
Jailbreak my shit? No, thank you. Yeah. So, and this is also after he was rescued. Like they reiterated to him after they rescued him, they were like, "You should not be doing this." Like they were even like, "It's hard for us to get you." They were like, "This
Yeah.
was not guaranteed." And he still went back up and decided to try to go get his phone. What? I mean, honestly,
Do you think he told the rescuers like, "Oh fuck"? Like
go
do you think
back.
He said
Go
it.
back. Go back. Yeah. God damn it. Just one.
Yeah.
Can one of you guys go back, and then I'll stay on the helicopter. One of you guys go back. Also, I feel like this would be a good. I would just use it as an excuse to get a new phone. Like you said, all this climbing stuff is extremely expensive. It doesn't give me the feeling that this is somebody who's like really hard
Hurting.
up for money.
Yeah.
So it's like I would just use it as an excuse, you know. You'd be like, "Oh, I had to get a new iPhone just came out, man. Use it as an excuse."
Right.
Oh, I had to get the new one.
Like, I know I'm not
lost my last
supposed to.
one.
It's like bad for, we're mining all these minerals and stuff, but I left my phone on Mount Fuji. What am I supposed to do? I got to
They
get
told
one with a
me-
nicer camera.
Yeah, they told me I couldn't go back up there, and now I can make Genmoji. I can make a lizard with sunglasses on it. That's
Yeah.
just a side effect of this, you know.
I'm a victim of circumstances, and now I got this cool lizard. What do you want me to
Maybe the
do?
lizard's got a cocktail also. You don't know.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool little emoji, a lizard. Yeah, I mean, or I think it's worth asking. You got the Apple Care Plus, whatever. You're like, I mean,
Does this cover
technically it
Mount
is
Fuji
loss.
accidents?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
there-
it just
you-
well, it says
there-
it covers
there-
loss.
There is a
So
rate
it's
you
like-
can pay, right? It's like you just like, it's gone. You need a new one, and say, okay. They don't like make you prove it. Like it's it's I lost it. Like I don't have a police report. It didn't get stolen. I lost it. Like that's you can.
It doesn't
pay
matter
for
if
that.
you lost it dramatically. It's
Right.
like, look, I happened to drop it into a volcano, but the fact is, I'm covered by drop insurance. So
Right.
you need to give it to me.
I wonder if
Need
he
to
was
give me a new
like wandering around looking at the Find My iPhone dot, and then it like dawned on him that it was on Mount Fuji. Damn it! Did you go all the way back?
Don't
Yeah.
be there. Oh boy.
Of all the places I could have left it.
Right.
And then you see
I'm
it
tracing my
define-
steps over the last few days. Where could it be?
And then as you're watching, the dot mysteriously gets dragged to the core of Mount Fuji. You watch the dot get dragged through the core of the earth and out to the other side. You're like,
You have to
"Oh,
fight
well."
Godzilla to get your phone
Godzilla
back.
has my phone. He took it back to his lair.
Oh man, he changed the recovery key. How did he know how to do that? Ugh.
Yeah, look, I know where my phone is, but I'm not going to go confront Godzilla about
Yeah.
it. Okay, hey man, can you come with me tomorrow? I got to go get my phone back from Godzilla, and I need backup. I want
I
somebody.
don't want to go alone.
Yeah, in case things go sour.
Yeah, in case anything goes down.
In case things take a turn for the worse when I confront Godzilla about stealing my phone. If you could come with me.
I already
great.
put a message on the lock screen. Said, "Please, Godzilla, return to this address." But it
Please,
hasn't worked.
Godzilla.
I'd offer him a
Godzilla,
reward,
help.
but I don't really know what he wants. I don't really know
Yeah.
what he eats or wants. So,
Plugs?
plugs.
Let's do the plugs.
Y'all ready for this?
Find our Patreon bonus episodes, merch, Discord, and more at whatatimepod.com. And follow us on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at whatatimepod. Check out Kath's other podcast, Lie, Cheat, and Steal, about liars, frauds, thieves, and bullshitters. Theme song by Naughty Professor. Thanks for listening, and best of luck.
I have some shows in May, but I don't remember when they are, but stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky and stuff like that, and I will post about them. I think one is the 14th, and I think one might be the 30th, but I will get back to you on that.
I got nothing coming up.
Same. Easy.
Thanks for listening,
Goodbye.
everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
truly a shameful thing. Popping a chalky milk.